This is my 1982 Chevy C10, I usually call it the Dirtrix C10 or the yellow truck, and it was built quite a few years ago. I want to say in the late 90s, early 2000s, by a place down in Phoenix called Dirtrix, and it wasn't anything special. It's just a shop truck. It really doesn't actually have any off-road suspension under it. It's just actually lowered with 33-inch tires, and the fenders have been flared, most noticeably on the back. And it's a little beat up. It's gone through a bunch of different owners. I wanted this thing super bad when I was in high school. I remember seeing it at Parker 400, I think it was Whiplash race that year, and I took some pictures of it. And years later I found those pictures and I put them on Instagram, and somebody sent me the link of where this truck was for sale. So I called the guy. He ended up being in Flagstaff, which is about 3 hours away, and made a deal, and I bought the truck. When I got the truck, it didn't run very good. It had an Edelbrock carb on a good wrench 350 with a 700 R4. Overheated, had a hacked up radiator in it. So the only things I've really changed on this to make it look different than when it was built is I put the AutoFab drop hood on it, and I changed the grill and the radiator support to a like 89 to 91 Suburban or Blazer support. The interior, I changed the seat out. It was a red interior, which I detest the red color. Oh, that side's locked. Let's go over to the other side, and we'll get a shot of the fender. You can see how much it's flared. The interior here, I have a center console out of a newer Dodge truck and some PRP seats. These are just mounted to the factory, let's see if we can see down here, the factory track. I just put a couple pieces of tube across and some tabs. That's all it took to mount them. The dash is kind of ghetto. The cover is off of it, or dash pad, whatever you want to call it, and it's just got an iPad for gauges. Something cheap I came up with. The sticker on the dash is to keep the light from shining on my face at night. And we'll fire it up. It's got an LS1 and a 4L80 in it. And right now the motor's got some issues with either oil pressure, or it's making some ticking noises, so I'll probably have to replace the motor with another one I have. Let's see, it's a LS1 with a big Elgin cam, pack springs, valve springs, 4L80 out of a van that's got like 400,000 miles, never been rebuilt. Factory 12-bolt rear end that I welded up when I broke the diff in it. The future plans are for me to put a 9-inch back there. Some cheap MagnaFlow knockoff mufflers and Speed Engineering headers. You can hear it ticking real bad. I'm guessing it probably munched a lifter, or who knows. So, see if we can get a picture of it. Mostly, actually, no, let me shut this off so you guys can hear me talk. Here we go. So it's all the truck accessories on a LS1 out of a Camaro. And I bought the motor secondhand, and it's not in very good shape. As a matter of fact, I would have been better off spending my money on a decent 5.3 or 6.0 or even a 4.8 maybe. Fits in there pretty well though. It's using the Tejas Motormounts. I tried to build a little bit of a cold air intake to keep my IATs down. It's got the big radiator in it. I think it's a factory big block radiator or something like that. Anyways, it is a super fun truck. I hope to fix the motor problem and start driving it regularly again. I can drive it right now, but it's kind of hokey with that tick noise. People ask me about the suspension all the time. The front is 2-inch lowering coils with stock control arms, and the rear is a flip kit, so it sits a little lower in the rear. It is a factory heavy half, so it's got the longer springs in the back. Not that that matters. The rear wheels are 15 by 10s with a beadlock added that actually makes them a little bit wider. These were converted by Champion beadlock back in the day. And then the fronts are 15 by 8s. Once again, they're a little bit wider because of the beadlock. I guess we'll probably say 15 by 8.5. And the front fender is actually flared a little bit too. I don't know if you can tell. You can see probably right there. That little hole is where they put a bottle jack in there to push it out after splitting it from the inner fender. The front on this truck is kind of twisted. I think at one point it was in a pretty bad accident in the front left. The fender's been replaced, and that's actually the reason I put the hood on it. Is the it had a aftermarket hood that was pretty not how do I say this? You got seasick looking at the thing because it was so wavy. Someday I'll have it repainted yellow. Originally I was going to go to a different color, but the yellow's grown on me. It still shines up pretty good, but you can tell the truck is just beat up. It's 20-year-old paint. Most of the damage to it was before I got it. As a matter of fact, I can't really think of anything that I did to it. Rear bumper needs to be moved down. It was never designed to have a tailgate, so that you can see the tailgate rubs it when it goes down. I put the tailgate on it. I just couldn't stand not using a truck as a truck. So till next time, if you would, hit the like button if you like the video, and subscribe if you want to see more about the Dirtrix C10.